You know, I be spreading these joints out. I'm not supposed to be at part 8. It's just because sometimes when I take myself back to the time when I was living that life, it upsets me sometimes. It bothers me. I know I can't talk that good. But anyway, let me see where I stopped at. Part 7. You know, I got out Vision Quest. I was 15 years old. Back robbing stuff, sticking up stores. But the thing was, I wasn't really robbing people on the streets. I was robbing businesses like sneaker stores, pizza stores, UPS, anything that was a business, like, truck drivers, bread trucks, anything like that I knew had some type of money. Plus, I figured, you rob a person on the street, they're going to come back and probably try to get you. You rob a business, you ain't got to worry about that. You might got to worry about the cops, that's it. So anyway, I'm robbing stuff. About my 3rd day out of Vision Quest, I'm back robbing stuff. I remember I seen how much polo shirts cost, because polo was out, but people in the hood wasn't really wearing polo when I got locked up. But when I got out, everybody's wearing polo Tommy Hill. And the shirt was like $60 and shit like that. So I was like, man, I got to get it. I got to be fresh. So I'm robbing. And the crazy part about it is I never got caught robbing nothing, like, red-handed. It was some girl, it was a Jamaican store across the street from my mom's house that sold weed in it, right? Mind you, they selling drugs out the store. The guy who ran the store, girlfriend, called the police and told them that I was the one doing all the robberies in the neighborhood. So when the cops caught me, I was in the bathtub. I had a gun under my pillow. They ain't find that. So mind you, I'm 16. I was out for like 10 months. They locked me up again. So I'm in the youth study center. So in my head, I'm going back to Vision Quest maybe, or I might beat it, whatever. I ain't really worried about nothing. All my homies up there, that was my family was in Vision Quest, my niggas. So I wasn't worried about nothing. But then they threw a monkey wrench in my plans. So they give me a letter about certification. I didn't even know what that meant, to tell you the truth. I tell people all the time, it don't matter how smart you are. If you're not exposed to something, you don't know what it is. You're ignorant to it. So I never heard of certification. I never knew what it was. So they gave me the letter. I didn't even read it. I'm playing basketball in the youth study center, chilling, because I was used to being locked up by that time. So one day they come get me, take me down to the rail house. I'm like, I don't got court today. They're like, no, this ain't court. This for certification hearing. I'm like, what's that? The guard boy ain't tell me. He like, whatever, man. So I go in front of a judge. He say, I see you been in 3 different placements for armed robbery. You ain't learned your lesson. So I hereby certify you as an adult. I still don't know what that means. So, I just see the sheriff boys like shaking their head like, I'm like, what that mean? Like, the time that they're trying to give you different now. So I had to change out my youth study center outfit and put on an adult outfit, which was blue. But I still went back to the youth study center, but they got a different section for you. They had 2 blocks, 5A and 5B. You go there, but you can't come out because you're considered adult, but you're in a juvenile facility. So you got to be in your cell 23.5 hours. When you come out for 15, 20 minutes in the morning, then every other cell had a bathroom, so my cell ain't had no bathroom. My cellie name was Hassan Mayhew. He's still in prison today. And this was back in 95. And he was there before me. He was younger than me. So I'm in there for like 4 months, 5 months, right? Me and him, 23.5 hours a day, losing my mind. So then they start talking 25 to 55 years for each robbery, and I got all these robberies they're trying to charge me with. Mind you, I didn't get caught red-handed with nothing. Masked up, all that type of stuff. But, I got a lawyer. So, I'm basically on the tip like this. Listen, everybody that was juvenile certified at that time had a homicide. So they had a chance of getting life. I said, at least I know I ain't going to get life. I was so young that even if I got 25 to 50, I still would have got out. So I'm just sitting there just, bidding again. But now my worry different because I'm like, damn, they talking these numbers that I don't know if I could do these type numbers. So every time they offer me a deal, I turned it down. Then after a while, it's like, all right, it's 125 of us on 5A and 5B. When somebody new come, whoever the oldest out of the 125 go to the house correction, the county jail. So we all knew each other birthdays and all that. So I remember when I was the oldest, I was 16. I was older than 125 kids that had homicides, man. So, somebody new came, I went to the house correction. Got rolled on from beef I had in Vision Quest. I got rolled on from the rip, rumbling. Back to, the same stuff I've been through, So my cellie was Zach Holmes. He was my homie at Vision Quest too. It was like the same dudes from, all the other places I've been at. It's just that now they're getting us ready for the penitentiary. So I got stabbed by an adult. because he thought I was the guy that killed his son, but it was another guy with the same name as me. And I could have sued the jail because they supposed to not have me, and I still considered a juvenile fraud because of my age. I had a red armband on. So my sister worked there, my big sister. And she's like, you could sue. I'm like, I don't want to sue. Just can I come out my cell more? Can I get a block job? So I started asking for stuff like that. And then I asked, can I get a GED? Because they wasn't letting juveniles take their GED. I don't know why. I guess they figured like most of us had homicides. We wasn't getting out anyway. So they let me take my GED. And it was so crazy because I never really went to school. So I studied for like 30 days. I got the second highest score out of the whole 3 jails. My teacher started showing interest in me. Then they started saying, yo, you could be anything you want. Nobody never said that to me before. I'm like, I could be anything I want. Like, in my head, I was like, man, I ain't never gonna be shit. Like, I'm gonna be a criminal, do robberies, take some money, be in jail. I mean, that was like part of my heritage, it seemed like, you mean? So he started bringing me books. I mean, I got in trouble. I got put in the hole for fighting. And he used to come back there and see me all the time. Like, yo, why don't you just chill, man? Like, I was like, I just had a bunch of like hurt and anger and all type of stuff mixed in me. So I ain't no other way to be, right? But everybody liked me though, because I was cool and I was straight up. I mean, so he brought me a book called Red Badge of Courage. And I read it real fast, because I imagine in the hole. So I don't only, back then in the hole, we was in the house correction as juveniles. You don't come out at all. You don't come out. So I read it real quick. I'm like, yo, can you bring me something thicker? I mean, so he said, first of all, he asked me questions about the Red Badge of Courage to see if I really read it. Everything he asked me, I knew. So he brought me a book called Before the Mayflower. And I read that book, and it changed my life. Because I'd heard about slavery, but I never knew what it was. I mean, and I never knew how it went down and none of that. So when I started reading what the people, white people had did to black people, and I was like, and they got trying to give me 30 years for this. And it started making me mad. And I start understanding when they say ignorance is bliss. Because the more I started knowing, the more I wanted to know, the more it was hurting me, my existence. I'm like, damn, I'm out doing this dumb stuff. And it's a whole plot against me. I mean, it's a whole thing for me to fail. And I started seeing the trickery in it for what it was. But I was kind of too far gone because I didn't know nothing else. I didn't know how to get a job. I didn't know how to, I had no credentials. So, plus I'm about to go do some years in prison. But for the grace of God, I kept beating cases. And one case I beat because the joint they charged me with, I was locked up the day the joint happened. And I didn't even know. I just happened to got in a fight with some boys at the movie theater and got locked up for a day. But that's when one of the robberies went down. And it's crazy part, I thought I did it. When the book I understand saying, I did this, the MO he said I did, that was my MO, so I thought I did it, and I didn't even do it. I'm like, damn, I didn't even do that. But that should show you how much I was getting. I was out off the hook. But I just wanted them some money. It was like crazy. If I had money, I would have did none of that stuff. To make a long story short, I had one robbery left. I mean, I've been in jail for about 13 months. I think I was 17 at the time then. I mean, so the judge was like, you got one robbery left. I'm gonna let you go home on an ankle monitor while we, do the last case. So I'm getting out. I think it's called chapter 1100A, something like that. So he let me out on my house arrest. I'm back doing robberies again. And I said, you know what? Oh, you gotta chill. But I'm thinking like, well, what? My thing was, as soon as I ain't had no money in my pocket, I go stick something up. And I was just like, what I did. I ain't no other way to get income. No other way. I didn't know no other way really except for selling drugs. So one day I was like walking down 52nd Street, and I seen the Army recruit office. They used to have one down on 52nd Street. And I went in there and I was like, Miss, can I just go into the Army? Like, she's like, what? Like, first of all, son, you got a GED? She already asked me all these questions. I said, I've been in jail all my life, but I was a kid. I ain't no convicted felon as an adult. So she's like, all right, go down Broad and Cherries, take the physical. Don't lie to me, you gonna really do it? I said, Miss, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I go down there, I do it, and pass with flying colors. They give me my MOS, it was chemical operations. She's like, yo, you set to go, but you gotta wait till you're 18. I said, Miss, I'm gonna try. Mind you, I had some girl pregnant. I ain't want the baby though. I'm like, I gave her money for abortion, but she kept the money. I mean, I ain't want the baby because I knew I wasn't ready for no baby. I was retarded. So, but anyway, I started hustling on 51st Market, get locked up. Right? I said, damn, I'm locked. I said, I'm about a dumbass. I was about to leave maybe about 3 more months. So I'm in 55th and Pine and shit. I got the lady card in my pocket. I'm like, I don't want to call the recruiter number because I'm embarrassed. But you know how they call your name? You want to come out, use the phone? I just want to get out the cell for a little. So let me call her anyway. I called her. She's like, I said, I'm locked up. She's like, what? I knew this was going to happen. What you do? did you shoot somebody? I said, no, I was selling drugs to a cop all night, you know what I mean? Work money, boo, boo. She's like, all right, I'm gonna see what I can do. So I go back to my cell. 3 hours later, they call my name. I'm like, what the hell? They let me go. She was outside. Mind you, they threw the case out. They took me to a hotel. She said, you can stay in a hotel till you ready to leave. I'm gonna give you $60 a day stipend to eat. And I was like, finally something good happened to me. So I'm in a hotel. I got my friends coming over, you know what I mean? So I went to the Army, Fort McClellan, Alabama. I mean, so I'm down there, and I loved it. I loved it. Shooting guns. You know, y'all gonna give me a gun, M16, and I'm shooting the guns and eating good food and getting in shape. I mean, I loved it. You know, I ain't like them hollering at me, but it wasn't about nothing. I was just used to getting hollered at, you know what I mean? So my brother, who was a year older than me, he was in the state prison. I'm writing him like, damn, dog, you should have came to the Army with me. I had cream chip beef for the first time in my life. I'd never seen it before. What was it? Lobster tail. I never seen that before. I'm like, so I'm eating all this stuff like, yo, this food is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? I'm so used to jail food, and just, you know what I mean? It was like, then I'm getting paid $1,200 a month. I'm like, yo, dog, I'm cool. I'm gonna stay here for life. I was like, I'm gonna stay here for life. So I signed up for 9 years, do basic training, come to Philly after basic training and get shot 9 times. Can't go back. That's when I start saying, damn, God, you don't mess with me, man. Like, why you making this so hard for me, man? You're making this so hard for me, I mean. Now my left arm don't work, my penis don't work. I'm locked up because I got locked up after that, because now I'm back. I don't got the Army no more. I got to make money some type of way. I mean, and my daughter was born. When I got shot, she was 6 months. And I started using her as motivation, like, man, I gotta try to do better, man. So I just came up with this plan, because I was a basketball playing, like, physical type ball. I had the plan, like, man, let me try to rap. I don't know what the fuck made me think I could just make it happen rapping, but I just had this idea and just ran with this shit, like, and just put all my effort into it. All my pain, all my past failures, my sorrow and all that shit. And people started liking it. And the more people liked it, like, I never really did something that people liked. So it was like, that was alone was made me feel like, oh, y'all like that? That was like so past money, just people saying they liked it. It was like, me doing something people like that's not crazy. Like, I was like, so I started doing it every day, all day, every day. I got, like, my speech not clear, so I had to practice my words, pronunciation, and I started popping a little bit, like, start popping. And I started saying, yo, I'm gonna get signed to Rockefeller. Just when Biggie was dead, Jay-Z was like my top rapper. I listened to him every day, all day. That's all I listened to was Jay-Z. And everybody like, yo, why the fuck you gonna sign to Rockefeller? You don't know that nigga. Like, and the so crazy thing is that I spoke it into existence. So when I turned 21, 19 days after I turned 21, I got signed to Rockefeller. It was so crazy. Like, and mind you, Jay-Z and them, they had no idea, like, the shit I've been through. I mean, I did that by the time I was 21. I mean, because I was living in New York already, fucking with Jadakiss and them, trying to get on. You know what I mean? But it's like, I left a lot of stuff out because, you know, I'm gonna do a book and all that type of stuff. I'm gonna give y'all details and a lot of the crazy shit. I mean, but it was like a journey that, damn, I'm 21 and I got a record deal. I accomplished something. I'm like, damn, even if I die right now, at least I did something that nobody would ever think that I was gonna do. You know what I mean? So I couldn't believe it. I used to wake up like, I can't believe it. Like, I gotta fucking, somebody care about my skills. You know what I mean? So it's like, I went from terrible living to good living and nothing in between. But when you do that, you never get a chance to become better yourself, because everybody on your dick and everybody's giving you what you want. And you never growing as a human. I mean, so I'm starting to just learn how to grow now. I mean, or trying to grow. I mean, because it's hard to admit that you got problems or to admit that you got shortcomings. It's a hard thing to admit. I mean, so then I'm you know, I got moves where I just be a savage, like, so people misinterpret you as you being crazy, but you really not. You just, it's hard to shake some old habits sometimes. I mean, because when you're out in this world without no parents, you're vulnerable. You gotta become a savage. I mean, you gotta do certain things, especially when you don't look scary. You ain't got no big beard. I ain't husky. I used to really have to be doing shit. I mean, like, I mean, I had to put some work in. I mean, to get respected a little. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's just like the loose version of some of my travels through life. Peace out.